Welcome to Shark River Machine. My name is Steve, and this is Shark Bits, episode number 16. In this episode, I've got some viewer mail that I want to go over. I've got an item that I traded for. But before we start that, I want to give an update on the precision ground stones. Stacked on the bench in front of me are 5 sets of precision ground stones that are being shipped out tomorrow morning. I still have quite a backlog. I'm starting to make some progress. I ran into a little problem over the winter, and I was able to get out in the shop and work out here. However, the grinder was so cold that the whey oil was thick, and it just slowed the process down something terrible. And stones that normally took me 2 hours a pair to grind up were taking over 3 hours a pair. So I really didn't get as much accomplished over the winter as I had hoped. However, it's spring, the machine's warmed up. I got 5 pair knocked out this past week, and I just ordered 6 more pair, and I'll be grinding them up over the next 2 weeks. So if you're on the waiting list, I expect that everybody on current waiting list will have their stones by the end of May. That's my plan. You never know what might happen in between, but that is my plan. So if you're on the waiting list, you should be hearing from me by May. If you don't hear from me by the end of May, please send me an email. I'm going to put my new email down at the bottom of the screen here. I'm taking emails now. I've set up an address for my YouTube channel, and it's sharkrivermachine@gmail.com. It'll be on the bottom of the screen right down here, and I'll also put a link in the description for my email address. So inquiries with regard to the precision ground stones, please address to the new email address. Now for some viewer mail. I have been a little delayed in getting my viewer mail taken care of recently. I've been working in the shop, getting a lot done, and so I haven't really had a chance to shoot this kind of a video. So anyway, I just got from John Creasy, any of you of the YouTube Machinist group, I got the new YouTube Machinist stickers. So that's from John Creasy down in Australia. Vernon Courier, 2 Busted Thumbs Machining. I got some stickers from him. Vernon has been very generous with my channel, and he actually supplied through about 4 or 5 sets of stones back in the beginning when I was getting started. One of those sets I sent back to him. 2 of them I'm using. One of them actually was given to Adam Booth, A-Bomb 79. We sent off to him. So I want to thank Vernon, and I will also include a link to his channel. The Mature Patriot. That's what I was trying to think of. Vernon Courier, the Mature Patriot. 2 Busted Thumbs Machining. And then one of the funniest guys on the YouTube Machinist scene, Harold Waters, Amateur Redneck Workshop. I love to start my day with Harold. When I get up in the morning and I see that he's posted a video, I know I'm going to have a good day because it's going to start out with a laugh. I'm sure that most of my viewers probably also know Randy Richard in the shop, But there again, I'll leave a link for him. And Randy Richards makes a couple of items. He makes dovetail cutters, which you've got a removable carbide insert in 2 different sizes. Oops. Now the small one I purchased from him probably about a year ago, and I actually used this on one of my early projects. If you go back and check out my videos on my quick change tool holder build, which actually that's probably almost 2 years ago, and I purchased that cutter and used it on that project, and I wanted one of the larger ones, so we made a swap, and I was able to get one of the sets of stones that I got ground this winter, went to Randy, and Randy sent me one of the large dovetail cutters along with the 3D printed box to hold them in. And he also supplies these little coin, I don't know, lack of a better word, I'm going to call it a coin, but it's just a little medallion, if you will. It says Randy Richard in the shop. I got a couple of them, and that lid fits on there. One of the other products that Randy makes to support his channel are his carbide scribes. And I purchased the stainless steel hex scribe, and it stays out on the bench all the time. This is my go-to scribe and pointer. Great product. Check out Randy. And now just a little follow-up on my squareness comparator build. Those of you that have been following me will know that I completed the squareness comparator build, and I'm pretty happy with the overall result. Fit and finish, I'm thrilled with. Couple of design issues. It's one of the problems with designing on the fly, and there's a couple of things that I would do different if I was going to make another one. And there's actually two changes that I'm going to make on it now. First of all, I'm going to take and zoom in a little bit on this so you can get a better look at what I'm talking about. My adjusting knob could operate a little smoother. And what I did to help to keep tension on it and to get some control over it, I put a spring between the base and the knob. And I have found, and I'm going to be ordering very shortly, a little thrust bearing with a 1/4 inch inside diameter that will fit on that, and I think that that will help to smooth out that action a lot. One of the other things that I'm going to be changing, this is the mini Noga arm, but I was not aware when I bought it how the adjustment worked on this, and I thought that I would be able to use the fine adjustment on the Noga arm, but it really, I mean, it's okay, but it's not that great. And so what I end up doing is I either lock it in one position or the other in order to get suitable repeatability, but it locks down best. So my thoughts are, I think I'm going to be purchasing this mini solid arm that does not have the adjustment, and I think that that'll go a long way to helping to smooth out my operation a little bit. And the other thing, if I was going to build this over again, if you'll notice here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 holes that I put to mount the indicator in the holder. Well, the first one got covered up by the knob, so it's useless. And the front one is really too close to the front to be of almost any use. So what I really should have done is put 3 holes in it, one in the center and maybe a one offset 3/4 or 1 inch from it, and that would have eliminated this front hole, which is useless, and the back hole, which is useless, and it would give me 3 positions that I could have put the arm in. So from a design standpoint, if I ever make another one, that's what I'm going to do. So I want to thank everybody that followed this series. I got a lot of great comments. I really appreciate it. And as I tweak this unit and get it working better, I'll give further updates in my next Shark Bits episodes. As you may or may not know, Emma's Spare Room Machine Shop, Emma Ritson, sponsors a tool making competition. This will be the 3rd year that she's sponsored that competition, and the winner of the competition is announced at the Bar Z Summer Bash. The first year I participated in it, and the second year I worked with Emma and was her guest judge. And this year again I'm working with Emma and will be helping to judge Emma's Spare Room Machine Shop tool making competition. We have a great number of prizes this year. There are going to be 2 categories. One category will be on videography, and the winner of that category will be winning a GoPro. I'll put the description of it. I forget what the GoPro. I don't use GoPro, so I don't know the names, but I believe it's a GoPro 7. If I'm wrong, I'll put that information in the description. And then we're going to have 2 prizes, for lack of a better word, for technical. So it gives you a couple of opportunities. One of the prizes was just showcased on Stan's channel, and it is a Mitutoyo handheld optical comparator. Beautiful little tool. I want one. Unfortunately, I can't win this one because I can't win it. And the other one will be a prize package, which will include a set of my precision ground stones, and a few more items might go into that package to kind of bring it up to the value of the optical comparator. So please follow along. I'm going to link the description for the rules to Emma's contest. You need to just produce 1 video. It can be, you can do multiple videos if you want, but produce 1 video. Make sure that you let us know that you want to participate in the tool making competition, and the videos need to be in, I'll give you the exact date, but the week prior to the bash, because we've got a lot of videos to go through and review. It can be a grueling process, but we enjoy every minute of it. So if you even have the slightest interest, let's participate in Emma's Spare Room Machine Shop tool making competition. Well, I guess you should have figured out by now that I'm going back to the bash. And yes, I set myself 3 goals. Last year when I left the bash, I said I've got to attain these 3 goals, and I'm going back to the bash. And that has happened. One of those goals was to reach 1,000 subscribers before the bash. Well, I'm working on 1,200 subscribers. I've doubled the number from last year, so I'm thrilled about that. One of the other things that the goals that I had was that my shop had to pay for the trip. Last year I paid for the entire trip out of pocket, and this time I said the shop's got to pay for it. And thanks to my stone buyers for buying the precision ground stones, I've been able to buy my plane ticket so far. I've made my hotel reservations and well on my way to paying for the trip through the sale of the precision ground stones. So my shop is able to pay for the trip. And the third goal was a personal goal, which I'm making progress on, and I'll leave it at that. Even though I claim to be retired, in actuality, I retired from the automotive industry over 5 years ago, and I took on a part-time retirement job where I manage a model train store. I'm a bit of a model train modeler, if you will. And I have shared a little bit of that on YouTube, but not a whole lot, because most of what I do, parts making, model making, and repairs and so on, I have to get done for customers. And anybody that's ever done any filming knows it takes a lot longer to try and get something done when you're videoing it. So I don't do a lot of that. But I have a project here for the club that I belong to, and I'm calling this the Ultimate Soft Jaws. My club, the Garden State Central Model Railroad Club, models the anthracite coal lines from Jersey City out to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And as part of that, we actually model Bethlehem steel. And our model of Bethlehem steel, when it's completed, be in excess of 40 feet long. We got hot metal cars. This is, the proper terminology on this is a riveted treadwell bottle car with buckeye trucks. And these are resin castings. And I think we got 6 or 7 of them that need to be put together. But as resin castings, they've got some flash on them and so on. But the gentleman that is going to be building them asked me if I could open up the inside of them a little bit. And I'll give you a close-up of that, because we want to actually model loads in them. And right now they're pretty rough. So I need a way of holding this in the milling machine, and I can just go down with the 3/8 mill and clean that out. Should work out just great. I gotta hold them somehow. Enter the Ultimate Soft Jaws. And here are my Ultimate Soft Jaws. So let's go over to the milling machine and see how this works out. Not sure if you can see the inside of that real well, but it has been ground out a little bit, but it's pretty rough. So I'm going to put it in the milling machine and try and smooth it out a little bit. Okay, there are my Ultimate Soft Jaws. I'm going to set this, I set it on a parallel. I'm going to start to snug it up a little bit. The resin is solid, so I can't crush the resin. What I'm going to do is take my level. Now, that looks pretty good that way. Let's take and rotate it a little bit. Oops, that didn't work. That's about as close as I'm going to get it. Okay, let's give it a try. I put a 3/8 end mill in my ER16 collet. The slot is a little bit wider than 3/8. That's good. So the cutter fits down in there. Just touching down. Centered in the hole right now. It's touched off on that side. Touched up on that side. We'll go a little bit deeper. Stepped over a few thousandths to pick up the side. I go back the other way, pick up the other side. Blend the radius in. See how we made out. It looks pretty good. I take a little bit more out of there, but that's going to do the trick. The ultimate soft jaws. Okay, should be able to see that now. Bottom is pretty nice and smooth. I think that'll work out pretty good. I might touch it up a little bit more, but I have 6 or 7 more of these cars to do, so by the time I get done I should have it down. Well, that wraps up this episode of Shark Bits. I want to thank all of my subscribers, my new subscribers, and please keep those likes and comments coming. See you in the next video.